Hello and welcome back. I honestly didn't think that I was going to be doing a live stream today, but more stuff has come up in the Micah Miller case that I want to bring to your attention. If you are in the live chat, please get my attention. If you want to talk to me in the live chat, please just put GF in your comment. That helps me to not miss anything that you may be saying. Okay, let's not bury the lead. What we have going on is in the Micah Miller case, we had a we have a lawsuit. It's not technically in the Micah Miller case, but JP Miller, this guy right here, has a former wife, an ex-wife. They have 4 children together, 2 of which are minors, and his ex-wife, Allie. And dang it, I did not get a picture ready to show you guys of her. I will do that while we're playing. Well, I'll do my best. Anyway, um, she has filed basically a lawsuit to get full custody of her children, and we read from that lawsuit in its entirety yesterday. But I do want to come back over to it real quick and just read from it's basically the last page of the lawsuit. And it says, based upon their verified motion of plaintiff affidavit and attached exhibits, it appears the children may be placed in risk, basically, right? Now, I didn't have the exhibits before, but now I do, thanks in large part again to Fitz News. I need to plug these guys. Fitznews.com. They are a local to Myrtle Beach hyper-local news website. It's the kind of company that I work for up here in Western Pennsylvania, hyper-focused on local news. Well, they got their hands on the exhibits and they shared those. And so thanks to them, I would like to go ahead and share with you a voicemail that Micah left Allie, formerly Miller, Allie Williams. Let's have a listen.
Hey, Allie, it's Micah. This is my new number. Please don't give it to anybody, but I just wanted to see who your counselor was to help you, walk through forgiveness and stuff and keep your heart right through all the mess, because I don't want to lose myself in this, and I don't want to pursue anything out of anger or vengeance or anything like that. I just want to be free and have peace and keep my soul right. So if you just text me a name, even of a good counselor, I greatly appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so this is Micah Miller reaching out to her estranged husband's previous wife saying, hey, do you have a counselor that was good? And I can show you a picture of this is Allie Williams right here. So a lot of people in my comments from my last video were like, is it just me, or do Micah and Allie just look eerily similar to one another? And no, it's not just you. They are very similar in their looks. It does appear that Pastor JP, and I know some of you hate me calling him pastor, but I do anyway. He definitely has a type, but that's beside the point. Micah is calling her estranged husband's ex-wife for help. Now, I don't know. That does seem, to me, it seems a little, of course, they were married since 2015. So they were married, or is it 2017? I can't remember. They were married quite a bit of time, and they would have interacted, like Micah would have interacted with Allie pretty frequently because of the children that were then Micah's stepchildren, right? So I don't think it's totally odd. I just think that it is an indication of just the desperation that Micah Miller was feeling as she was trying to get right. Just trying to get right. Let's have a listen one more time.
Hey, Allie, it's Micah. Um, this is my new number. Please don't give it to anybody, but I just wanted to see who your counselor was to help you, walk through forgiveness and stuff and keep your heart right through all the mess because I don't want to lose myself in this, and I don't want to pursue anything out of anger or vengeance or anything like that. I just want to be free and have peace and keep my soul right. So if you just text me a name, even of a good counselor, I greatly appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.
Man, she just sounds sad and desperate, and I'm not desperate, just desperate for help, right? Not not emotionally desperate or desperate for a knight in shining armor. She's desperate for help, and you can just absolutely hear it in her voice. Now, that is the exhibit that Fitz News made possible for us to take a look at. There's another clip, though, guys. The Francis family, so Micah's sisters, Micah's or her dad, I've seen, they have been mostly on News Nation talking about the case a lot. You guys know that I have been kind of kind of teetering on the edge of believing that she did it to herself versus somebody did it to her. And I read in an article yesterday before the live stream, and I referenced it in the live stream yesterday, that Micah's sister had said that there were bruises on Micah. And having gone through so many cases where the medical examiner just got things wrong, because the sister says there are bruises, the medical examiner says I don't see any bruises. And so I want to show you a clip of the sisters talking about that. And then the second thing is this. Let me do you see this in this photo of Micah? Do you see she's wearing a diamond necklace? It's just a single. Guess they call them solitaire diamonds. That's what they would call it on a ring. I don't know if that's what it's called on a necklace, but it's like a single diamond necklace. Apparently, it was something that she wore and that she loved. And so they're going to bring that up too. And this is a clip from News Nation. Let's take a look.
There were definitely bruises on Micah's hands that the medical examiner had no recollection of. And I did ask him personally, is there any chance that a body would have bruises on it from collecting from the water or someone touching her after examine her or anything? And he said, there's no chance of a body bruising after the heart stops. So our family, instead of grieving her at the funeral home, we had to still go into fight mode, investigation mode, and do the job ourselves because Robeson County was neglecting to do a proper investigation. They made a pretty PowerPoint that lined up perfectly on every reason why she would have done this herself, and they didn't investigate the other side at all.
So let me just pause it right there, and we'll continue on that next part. Where are we at? We're at about 54 seconds. I'll come back to it. This is kind of true crime 101, right? When the heart stops beating, that is when vital reaction stops becoming a thing. A vital reaction is a reaction that happens when you are alive. So if I were to cut my hand, the vital reaction would be blood, right? If I were to be hit or squeezed or something like that, the vital reaction would be or could be bruising. Once the heart stops, we know that sort of vital reaction does not take place. So when she's talking about bruising on the hands, I'm wondering like what that bruising looked like. How deep was it? How old was it? Because when I'm looking at videos like on her Ring camera and in the pawn shop, I'm not seeing obvious bruising. Of course, those are all low resolution, but you know what I mean? That bruising isn't there noticeably beforehand. And if there is bruising on her hands, I do think that that is indicative of some kind of struggle. Okay, let me bring it up to the next part of that clip.
There were definitely...
Need to come forward about a minute. Let's see. So right about there. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Now, recently there have been questions raised because her husband JP has been pictured wearing,
and again, this is courtesy of News Nation here,
Micah's diamond necklace. This is the same necklace she was wearing when...
You can see that necklace, that same necklace right there, right, guys? Let me, I think, like if I go back to this picture of Micah, she's wearing it. I think she might be wearing it. You can't really tell, but she's definitely wearing it here. It's one of the things that she was constantly, like always wearing.
When seen in these surveillance videos, you can see the necklace on her neck right there. I asked John Paul Miller, her husband, about it. He writes, "Yes, of course it's Micah's. The hospital gave it to me when I saw her body on Sunday, and I immediately put it on to feel close to her. She loved that necklace." Micah's sisters say that's not at all why he wears it. Take a look.
In our opinion, not something that is to feel close to her. It's more of a trophy. It is more of essentially almost having something to still hang over her. She was trying to get away, and so I think it's a final piece of her not being able to get away.
Okay, so I find it rather odd. I mean, JP Miller's behavior around this whole thing is rather odd. And there was it reminds me of the clip. Let me bring this up.
She was probably the greatest wife anyone could ask for.
Yeah. So, okay. This was on ABC 15 local, kind of in the day or two after Micah died. He is still pretending that, hey, no, I wasn't estranged from her. We were close. We spent time together, husband and wife time, just, talking all night long, that sort of stuff.
She was probably the greatest wife anyone could ask for. She was incredibly affirming. We spent
that fake cry just kills me, man. And it's all throughout his, what I'm calling the eulogy, his presentation at Micah's, at the funeral that they had for her there at Solid Rock Church. He gets choked up, he gets high in the voice, but no tears are ever shed, ever. This guy is a performance artist. That's what he is.
We spent every night together for hours, just talking and talking and talking. She had struggled with us.
So they hadn't spent any time together at night for hours and hours and hours in the previous several months when that video was shot. So I don't know, guys. He has that diamond necklace. He's wearing it apparently. And I personally am with the sisters. I do not believe for a moment that he even cares about her at all. All he cares about, I think, and I think his behavior says this, the whole putting trackers on her car and showing up unannounced and, confronting her in public places and, posting a nude photograph of her online. He does not care about her. He only cares about what the failure of the marriage would reflect back on him. That's what I think. That's all I think it is. The guy is, Prince didn't have the performance abilities of this guy. This guy is really a piece of work. Okay, getting to your comments, KR asked, Gavin, do you think the investigators are going to take another look at her death in order to know if there was foul play? So there are a couple things that I think about on this, KR. Just out of hat, no, I don't think they are. I don't think Robeson County will do an investigation. I think they've done their investigation. They have come to the conclusion that she did it to herself. Medical examiner came to their conclusion that she did it to herself. No, I don't think that there will be an investigation. However, oftentimes it depends on it depends on how embarrassed a law enforcement agency is, or how much pressure is coming to bear. But oftentimes, after a civil suit where a person is found liable for somebody's death, like civilly liable for someone's death, then law enforcement will take a quick checkaroo on it and see if they might have have missed anything. So I think that is the best. That's probably the best scenario. I don't think that sheriff's office is going to do anything. I think they are done. And I think they're like convinced that they are right. That's what I think. What do we have? We have Pauline says control. That's what he wants. Rianne says he wanted to be the alpha male, controlling and using. Corey says total narcissist. Donna says predator pretending to be a good pastor. He is definitely not a man of God. Here is the thing, and I've talked about this before with you guys. I honestly think that J.P. Miller has a gift of performance, and that does feel like a backhanded compliment. I feel like, though you guys know how I feel, it's definitely forehand. No, the guy, first of all, he appears to be a talented musician, and I've thought about this quite a bit. If you are a musician and you're not going to go the route of like popular music or commercial music or something like that, a very good option for you is worship music. And so, I come from a faith tradition where all of our leaders are lay leaders. We don't pay anybody in my faith tradition. And so it already feels rather weird to me that he is a person that makes money as a preacher. I know that makes me the weird one. Most people have, ministers that are paid. But as a musician, that is a good route to go. You can make a lot of money playing other people's music and performing in front of people who love you. And so I honestly think that might be the reason that JP went into the quote unquote ministry from the beginning, is just that he was a talented performer. And then, once you get people kind of eating out of your hand, you can almost do no harm. Or do no wrong. This guy had multiple affairs in the past. And again, one of the main tenets of Christianity is forgiveness, right? And you can forgive somebody for doing that, for sure. And we should forgive people of doing that, I think. However, I would never follow a person who had done that, right? Like, he was giving relationship advice. That's one of the things that pastors do. They give advice to couples that are seeking counsel. This guy had already cheated on multiple people and was giving that kind of relationship advice. That is not a person to follow. You can forgive that person, and you should forgive that person, I guess. I think, I'm committed to that. You should forgive that person, but you should not follow that person. And it's just shocking to me that so many people have. Deirdre says, wow, similar twins, right? Look at this. Look at this. I put them side by side in fact, what I could do to look at the two women side by side is go here and give me just a second. Yeah, this is the thumbnail for this video. Here we go. Look at them. The pastor has a type, does he not? It is crazy. Okay, let's go over here, and this message kills my heart. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I want to listen to it again. Yeah, guys, forgive me. I'm gonna listen to this one more time, okay?
Hey, Allie, it's Micah. Um, this is my new number. Please don't give it to anybody, but I just wanted to see who your counselor was to help you, walk through forgiveness and stuff and keep your heart right through all the mess.
This sounds like Micah knew that Allie had gone through the process of having to forgive her ex-husband. And what a weird position to be in to go back. I mean, I've already said this, so I can stop it. Wow.
I don't want to. I don't want to lose myself in this, and I don't want to pursue anything out of anger or vengeance or anything like that. I just want to be free and have peace and keep my soul right. So if you just text me a name, even of a good counselor, I greatly appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, that is a sad one for sure. Fun fact, did you know that Robeson County is now on patrol live? Okay, I did not know that. Jenny says this man needs to be held accountable or he will continue to do this to women. I think he needs to be locked up, but I know that's a long shot. No woman is safe with him. Yeah, and I bet that, like, if I'm just going to give as much grace as I possibly can to JP Miller, I bet he knows that this is a character flaw and does not want to do this, but he does it nonetheless. And you know the old saying, a leopard never changes its spots, or a tiger never changes its stripes, right? We are creatures of habit. Mitchie's Crochet Nook says this is textbook narcissist, in my opinion. Raymond Godfrey says, I've been a defense attorney for almost 15 years in Robeson County, and I promise the RCSO isn't doing any further investigation. Yeah, well, then you and I agree. I think they won't be doing that. Let's see. Yeah, Mooney says pay to pray church is big business. It is, and it's a sad thing for me. I mean, that sort of stuff just bothers me. And again, I come from a faith tradition where we don't pay our pastors and our ministers and our bishops and priests and stuff. We don't do that. And so I recognize that I'm in the minority there, I think. But it reminds me of I used to work for this company called CVTL, and we made high-end audio equipment. I had a coworker named Steve who became a very good friend of mine. One of these days, when you guys catch me at a live, ask me about my experience in Paris with my coworker Steve getting a couples massage. Ask me about that. I'm not going to do it now, but ask me about it. Anyway, I love Steve. Steve was my buddy, man. He was a really, really good friend. He still is. And when we were working together out there in Northern California, there was this giant construction project of this giant mega church out in, I think that was like Rocklin or Roseville, California, kind of in the Sacramento area. And he said that he went to it like after it was built. Of course, we worked together for years and years. So after it was built, he went to it. He was not a church going person, but he went to it and he's like, I went in there and it was like going into a shopping mall. From then on, he referred to it as the supermarket of Christ. It was full on money changers at the temple. So yes, Mooney, what you're saying is true. Pay to pray church is big business. And according to the complaint that Allie filed, I think this is, let me go way up here real quick. Give me a second. Well, you guys can follow along while I'm doing it, but waiver of mediation, psychological blah blah, appointment of guardian. There was a part in here where yeah, the defendant having, in addition to the defendant having a substantial increase in earnings, so she talks about in her filing, her complaint, that JP is making a lot more money now than he ever was, and I think that he was doing well in that pay to pray church. Let's see. Karen Lee asking our attorney friend in Robeson County, do you have faith in the investigation the Robeson County Sheriff's Office did? Let's see if Raymond has responded to that, because I would love to know. He says, unfortunately, I don't have faith in any law enforcement agency, from local police to the feds. Well, that is an honest answer. Let's see. Let me get back to where I was. Does anyone know if Allie has spoken out? I actually don't know, other than, I mean, a lot of people have talked about her, but I don't know that she has spoken out personally. Do we know what kind of gun Micah supposedly used? Let's see. I think that was in the RCSO's. I think it was in their presentation, and I'm trying to think. It feels like it was a small caliber, like a 32, or a 320, but I don't know. So I don't know the answer to your question, Rebecca. Karen says that she believes it was a SIG. Yeah. Courtney saying it's obvious she's been crying a lot. Oh yeah, man. See, that you can actually hear in her voice, right? It's not fake performance crying. It is real desperation, hurt, heartache, anger, forgiveness, all mixed into one. It's really, really tough. And yeah, Mooney says Micah sounds broken. Canvey says, there's just too many circumstantial evidence to ignore. I had so much faith in the Americans' investigation, but now I'm very disappointed. She continues, I'm from Africa and an ardent follower of true crime investigation, and I tell you for a fact that if law enforcement doesn't further investigate Micah's death, trust me, it means they were compromised. Well, I think Robeson County believes that they have done a good job. I might be wrong. And I sometimes give people more benefit of the doubt than I should. Yeah. All right, guys, let's see. Life artist. Allison stopped letting him see the kids for overnight visits a while back because he assaulted underage. Oh my goodness. She said she spoke to them and they were too afraid to make a formal complaint. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, this is I just want to go through a couple more things here with you. Allegedly, JP was seen driving his Back to the Future car outside his house wearing a Spider-Man costume. Okay, so I saw that video and I thought, nope, this is too good. This is way too good. That can't possibly be true. But we do know that he loves like Comic-Cons, and we do know that he has a Spider-Man outfit. So maybe he's going a little crazy. I don't know. Man. Raymond says he thinks it was a 380. All right. Thanks, Raymond. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think that thank you very much for joining me tonight, and thanks for continuing to watch for this coverage of Micah Miller and this case. This is a disturbing one for sure. I am starting to lean more to the side of there is something going on beyond just the official cause and manner of death. I guess it took me a while to come here, but I think yeah, if the bruises were there, that I think slides me over the edge. So, hey, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. That helps my channel incredibly. Also, always keep in mind that you can contact me over on my website, gavinfish.com, where there is a contact form here. You also can look at some of the cases that I cover, documents that I have uncovered. People have asked if I have a Micah Miller case page. I do not, mostly because the stuff that has been uncovered by other people. And so it's out there already. In a lot of these cases, the stuff isn't out there, so I make a case page. But if you guys think I should make a Micah Miller case page and put everything into one spot, please let me know. I might do that. If you click on this little fish icon right here, that will take you over to Facebook and it'll take you to the fish tank. Please join us if you're on Facebook, talking about all things true crime. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, man, that's not tonight, but yeah, that was an older post. There are lots of posts on here about lots of different cases, so please join us there. Also, if you would like to support my work financially, you can join Patreon, you can become a YouTube member, or you can come to this page, and there are lots of ways that you can support me and my mods by buying them a cup of coffee. I noticed somebody did that yesterday. It was Deidre. Thank you very much for doing that. I deeply appreciate everybody who takes care of my mods because they do this on a volunteer basis. So thank you again. Thank you, everybody. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.